My name is Kyrie, and I care about your spiritual development. And let's dive down the rabbit hole, a weekly look at the shadow. Support me by joining my Substack. This is where all my writing takes place. The link will be at the description below. What is the shadow? Real tricky. It's like, now you see it, now you don't. Carl Jung stated that the shadow is the unknown parts of the personality. The key word that we want to look at is unknown. Like, we don't know the darkness that we hold. And for me, that's scary because I like to be cognizant of everything that is going on. But to know that there are sides of my emotions that I'm either not mature enough to receive or I project them onto other people. That's even scarier. However, we do shadow work. However, we do journal. However, we do make the changes to either not repress our emotions or not project our negatives or positives onto other people. It's not that you're a bad person. It's not that you're a good person. It's that you're a whole person that requires nuance, that requires introspection to really find you. We either think of ourselves as being all too good or all too bad when we are kind of in the middle. We got to really find a balance to become whole. That's what shadow work is all about. It's easier for us to point fingers than it is to do inner work. That's where I come in. Journal prompt number 1. What does it look like when I'm being authentic to myself? When I'm authentic, I am not repressing my emotions. I am not projecting my faults or my greatness onto others. Who am I authentically? At an emotional level, who am I? That's a hard thing because ever since we were children, we looked at emotions as are our emotions being met or our emotions not being met? And if our emotions are being met by the external world, hey, you look good. Hey, that's an awesome job you're doing. Then we feel great. And if people are tearing us down emotionally, hey, you look ugly. That's some ugly ass shirt you got on. Then we feel bad. If we live in that world where we have to get positive reinforcement, then we are victims of whether or not the world positively reinforces us. Now, how do we positively reinforce ourselves whether or not the world does it? We do this inner work. And we talk about emotions because something as simple as childish emotions, whether or not the external world is positively reinforcing you, could be a real clue and a key that you are unhealed at an emotional level. And when you are unhealed, you don't move on. Some people call being unhealed unbothered because to be bothered could mean that you are triggered. And when you are triggered, that means that you haven't been healed. And you can smile and you can look good, you can work out, you can make money. But none of these things actually heal the pain. So in any walk of life, you might find it a real cool idea to sit down, pull out a pen and a pad, and center yourself and reflect upon yourself as opposed to being a prisoner of the public's attention. Journal prompt number 2. Am I settling just to get by? Am I being polite? Am I performing in my relationships? Or am I showing up in my authenticity? Am I saying what I need to say from the gut And is what I'm saying being received in the way that I hope it would be? These are all tough things that most of us never get to experience. And maybe you never experience in your relationship, but you shouldn't cheat yourself out of experiencing it with yourself. Having an intimate relationship with yourself through journaling. This should be a safe space for you to share and be authentic. Another way to show up authentic is to study your natal chart. Even if you have the slightest or nor the clue of what you're reading or what you're observing, certain things will resonate with you. Certain ideologies will resonate with you. And I say, take those things and just add them to the bank. And if every day you learn a little bit more, that's basically how it works. There is no grand scheme of this. It's only learning a little bit more, showing up a little bit more authentic than you were yesterday. And overall, people will say, that's a pretty cool girl, or that's a pretty cool guy. And maybe you can say that about yourself. And once again, I like to say that the shadow is not just this negative thing that should be repressed or should be worked with. It's more to do with your greatness that you repress or your greatness that you project onto others. So if you want to be the person that you talk about, then start to journal it and begin to perceive and observe what's going on in your inner world. Because once you begin to perceive, follow, and embody that which is the soul, you can't help but to ascend. You can't help but to be in alignment. Now, the problem is society. It's hustle and bustle, right? Real big hustle and flow energy. Maybe you could slow down, come into a sense of oneness, center yourself, meditate, journal, reflect, and observe. And if you could do this simple thing in this fast-paced world, not to say be in this space forever, but if you could center yourself before you start your day, you could say, from this moment, I am always embodying my soul's purpose. From this moment, I am being authentic. From this moment, I will not repress my emotions. I will not project my emotions. I will be authentically me. It's that simple. I'm Kyrie, and I care about your spiritual development. Comment how you express your authenticity, and I'll reply how I share mine. Peace.